Reading from March 29th, Science of Mind, A Philosophy of Faith, A Way of Life by Ernest Holmes. Reading from page 385, paragraph 2, through page 389, paragraph 1, using inclusive language.
Personal convictions of life eternal. I believe in the continuation of the personal life beyond the grave, in the continuity of the individual stream of consciousness with a full recollection of itself and the ability to know and make itself known. I wish to feel, when the experience of physical death shall occur, that that which I really am will continue to live beyond the grave. I wish to feel that I shall again meet those friends whose lives and influences have made my life happy while on earth. If I could not believe this, I would believe nothing in life. Life would have no meaning, and death could not be untimely unless it were long delayed. If personality does not persist beyond the grave, then death would be an event to be devoutly longed for and sought after. I believe that certain experiences have given us ample evidence to substantiate the claim of immortality. I know that my own experience justifies a complete acceptance in my mind of my own and other people's immortality. Is there any one who, standing at the bier of a loved one, can possibly feel that the real end has come? It is useless to say that their influence lives after them. That is true, of course, but we hope for more than this. We wish to feel that they still live. How anyone can feel otherwise seems unthinkable. I want to live and keep on living, and to know that I am I. And unless immortality means this, death means the cutting off of all conscious life, contact, or recognition, and it could then be truly said of the personality that it dies with the grave. Poets have sung of the eternality of the soul, while the saints and sages of the ages have assured us that we are immortal beings. It is recorded that Jesus rose from the dead and made himself known to his immediate followers. The faith of countless millions of Christian religion has been based to a great extent on this teaching of immortality. The philosophy of Christianity can be traced largely to Greek thought and ideals, but the Christian religion itself rests its greatest hope on the assurance that a man rose from the dead and passed from this plane to the next, retaining and carrying with him into the beyond those qualities and attributes which constitute that personal stream of consciousness known as an individual. But I cannot base my hopes of immortality on the revelation of anyone but myself. So far as I am concerned, nothing can exist to me unless I am aware of it. While I believe in other people's revelations, I am sure only of my own. I look upon the belief of immortality neither as a vague dream, nor a forlorn hope, but as a proven fact. We cannot doubt that which we know to be so, and we should deny the evidence of our senses, our reason, or our personal experiences in one field more than another. Immortality, or the continuation of personal experience beyond this life, has been so completely demonstrated to me that it would be unthinkable for me to assume an opposite position, even for the purpose of debate. Here, within myself, is something that knows. Here is something that knows that it is, and knows that life itself moves with a tide as irresistible as the recurring seasons. I do not believe in the return of the soul to another life on this plane. The spiral of life is upward. Evolution carries us forward, not backward. Eternal and progressive expansion is its law, and there is no breaks in its continuity. It seems to me that our evolution is the result of an unfolding consciousness, of that which already is and needs to be realized to become fact of everyday life. I can believe in planes beyond this one without number, in eternal progress. I cannot believe that nature is limited to one sphere of action. The average person desires to live beyond the grave. In most instances where this desire is lacking, we find that those whose experiences in this world have been so negative that their greatest hope is for utter oblivion, a complete nothingness. The average person desires an eternal progress, an everlasting expansion, a complete reconciliation between this life, the grave, and everlasting existence. Even the best people feel that their lives have been marred with incompleteness. 9 out of 10 people believe in some type of immortality, which demonstrates that people not only wish to believe, but that, in the face of all difficulties, disappointments, and disillusionments, they actually do believe. It is human to grieve over the loss of dear ones. We love them and cannot help missing them. But a true realization of the immortality and continuity of the individual soul will rob our grief of hopelessness. We shall realize that they are in God's keeping and they are safe. We shall know that loving friends have met them and that their life still flows on with the currents of eternity. We shall feel that we have not lost them. We have only gone before. So we shall view eternity from the higher standpoint as a continuity of time, forever and ever expanding, until time, as we now experience it, shall be no more. Realizing this, we shall see in everyone a budding genius, a becoming God, an unfolding soul, an eternal destiny. Time heals all wounds, adjusts conditions, explains facts, and time alone satisfies the expanding soul, reconciling the visible with the invisible. We are born of eternal day, and the spiritual sun shall never set upon the glory of the soul, for it is the coming forth of God into self-expression. We must give ourselves time to work out all the problems. If we do not work them out here, we shall hereafter. There will be time enough in eternity to prove everything. Every person is an incarnation of eternity, a manifestation in the finite of that infinite which, Emerson tells us, lies stretched in smiling repose. With all these facts confronting us, we should learn to trust life. There is no power in the universe which wishes anyone ill. Life is good and God is good. Why not accept this and begin to live? No person need prepare to meet their God. They are meeting it every day, in each hour in the day. They meet it in the rising sun, in the flowing stream, in the budding rose, in the joy of friendship and love, and in the silence of their own soul. When we meet each other, do we not feel that subtle presence which flows through all things and gives light and color to our everyday experiences? In our own souls, in the silent processes of thought and understanding, do we not sense another presence? There is something divine about us which we have overlooked. There is more to us than we realize. We are an eternal destiny, a forever expanding principle of conscious intelligence, the ocean in the drop of water, the sun in the rays. You, the real you, is birthless, deathless, changeless, and God, as you, in you, is you. The highest God and the innermost God is one God and the same God. And so we prepare not to die, but to live. The thought of death should slip from our consciousness altogether. And when this great event of the soul takes place, it should be beautiful, sublime, a glorious experience. As the eagle freed from its cage, soars to its native heights, so the soul, freed from the home of heavy flesh, will rise and return unto its Creator's house, naked and unafraid. When death shall come, and the spirit, freed, shall mount the air and wander afar, in that great nowhere it shall go as it came, freed from sorrow, sin, and shame. And naked and bare through the upper air shall go alone to that great nowhere. Hinder not its onward way. Grieve not o'er its form of clay, for the spirit, freed now from clod, shall go alone to meet its God.